Hello student, this is the part 2 on the topic hash collision resolution technique. In part 1, we already understand one resolution mechanism, that is chaining. I welcome you all students. My name is Drashti Mori and I am professor at New LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now as I said, here what the content we are going to cover is open addressing method, then after rehashing, and what is the key point you should note. Now start with this table. Here you can see you have three type of collision resolution technique. One is chaining. Chaining have disadvantage that in a single index you can end up with multiple values. So there can be a case that you are not having a constant time searching complexity. Yes or no? In open addressing also it is somewhat like that, but here we are not providing the chaining, but we are providing the next available free space that we will see with one example. But by looking at the name, you might get confused. It is also a open. Here also you find a open, but this is open hashing and this is close hashing. The name open hashing come because the hashing have been giving you the address which is out of your table. So it is open hashing, but here it is known as the closed hashing because we are not go outside of your table. I am at the same place. I am in my hash table only, but I am giving you the next available free space. Let's take one example here. In open addressing, we have a three type of scenarios. If linear probing is a technique applied in my hash table creation, it can be end up with the primary cluster problem. So it is also known as a primary cluster that we will see with for example. Linear probing means something is given and if it is not been in the right place, like here 89 is a number which need to be stored at where 89 mode 11 means what? 1. Here mode 11 means what? 2. Here mode 11 is 4. Here mode 11 means what? If you get any doubt in any stage, you can apply the division function, that is here you can provide the 6. So what you add? 4. So here you can see 89 is at 9, 89 store at the index 1, 13 store at index 2, 26 store at index 4, and here 70 come also at index 4. And here we don't have any space because 26 is already here. If my hash function, whatever it is giving right now, is not available, then you can look for h of x plus 1. Here my h of x is what? 4. So if 4 is not available space, I can look for 5. If 5 is also not available, then I look for which number? 6. Till I I can check. Up till I don't find any empty space. Okay. In between, if I find any empty space, I load my value over there. Fine. So in our case, 5 is the empty or not? Yes, 5 is the empty space. So I am able to put my 70 here. Fine. Now check what was the next key value, that is 56. Now 56 mode 11 is what? 56 mode 11 is 1. Right? So 1 is a free space or not? In our case, it is not a free space. Yes. So if h of x is not free, then I can go for h of x plus 1. So next available space is 2. Okay. So 2 is free space or not? No. 2 is also not free. And I can go for 3. 3 is free or not? Yes, 3 is free. So here I can able to put my value 56. Is this fine? This is the way you can use the linear probing. It is also known as a close hashing. Right? But here what you can see is they are forming one cluster. All the value are very nearer. All the value are very nearer, and that's why it is forming a cluster. And this cluster is known as a primary cluster. If my value is been in a small bunch, then we can say they are creating small cluster. But here it is creating a joint one big cluster. And this is the way we can say linear probing end up with the primary cluster. Many times it end up with the primary cluster. Now what is second method is quadratic probing. Here it is also known as a secondary cluster. Here what they are saying is if my after applying the function h of x is not available to store any value, in that case what can I use? I use the h of x plus 1 square. If this is also not available, then I can go for 2 raised to 2. If it is also available, it is known as a 3 raised to 2. As these are the squares, that's why it is known as a quadratic. If it is a cube, then it is known as a cubic. Yes or no? So this is the quadratic probing. It is not a linear probing. Linear means next, next, next. But here it is quadratic. It is in a square of something. Fine. Let's take one example here also. For 89, we can directly say 89 would be stored at which place? 1. 13 would be stored at which place? 2. Now 26 would be stored at which place? 4. Very good. Now 70 would be stored at which place? You can say 70 means 70 minus 66 is 4. So it is also like to store here, but here we don't have any extra space. So what they are saying, they can jump to the next position, that is h of x plus 1. So 50 is just empty space, so you can load here 70. Fine. Now 56. 56 mode 11 is what? 56 mode 11 is 1. But 1 is not empty space. So what can you do? H of x plus 1. That means 2. But 2 is also not available. So go for here. H of x plus 4. 4 means they are ideally giving the value 1. But here, after adding the 4, which value I end up? 5. But 5 is also occupied or not? Yes. So 1 is not free, 2 is not free, 5 is not free. So next is 1 plus 9. Means what? It is 10. Obvious question comes, that is, and this is not possible because 1 plus, consider the case where 10 is also occupied. In that case, what you can do? 1 plus 16, that is 70. And the 70 index is not present in your hash table. In this case, what you can do? In this case, you provide the mode of 70. And mode of 70 is what? 6. So next valid number is 6. If you want to write all the combination here, 1, then after 2, then after 5, then after 10, and then after 6. Okay? 5, 25, then 1 plus 25 mode 11 is what? 26 mode 11 is what? 4. Yes. So next value is. Likewise, you can check if we have find the empty space. Is this fine? Now, jump to the next topic, that is double hashing. Double hashing means what? Now we have two hash functions, h of h1 and h2. Right? h1 and h2 combinedly creating the final location where I put my value. Right? So double hashing is also one mechanism where you not end up with the primary cluster as well as not end up with the secondary cluster. If you want to see how the secondary cluster is formed, you can see here. You can see there is one cluster here and there is one cluster here. They are forming the cluster. Quadratic probing is also creating the cluster, but it is not in a single place. So it is known as the secondary cluster. Right? So if you are using the quadratic or linear probing, you are aware about which type of cluster they can be end up. Right? Now come to the next topic. Next topic, that is rehashing. Right? Now rehashing is like if something is not giving you the right answer, what you can do? In our case, x mod 3 have only 3 possible answers, that is 0, 1 and 2. Right? But my number of key are 4. Number of key are 4 and my valid index is only 3. By looking at this, you can say in future or in storage of this key value, you end up with collision. Yes or no? By looking at this combination also, you can say it will end up with a collision. So what you can do? You can rehash the function. Okay? Rehash the function means what? You can give the new hash function where you have more than 3 or you can say more than 4 valid combination. Okay? Ideally, the case is they are using the some prime number. Why they are using the prime number? Because it will provide me the uniform distribution. Fine. So this way you can rehash your function. That's why you end up with more options 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So this is the easy to understand how we can create a rehash. We can also use the 7. So this way you reassign a new hash function. Fine. Let's go with the key point. Whenever I'm using the separate chaining means what? It is also known as what? Open address. Open hashing, sorry. It is also known as the open hashing. And open hashing have what problem? It is a complex data representation. Why? Because we are using a linked list here. Okay. So here extra data representation complexities we can face. Insertion have the constant time complexity, but insertion can be a constant, but for the searching it can be it would not be a constant. So it is not a good option where you want to search in a constant time complexity. It is not possible in your chaining mechanism. Fine. But in an open addressing, when I say open addressing means what? In open addressing also known as a closed hashing. So in a closed addressing, you may or may not be end up with the cluster. So this is the disadvantage, but it is easier to represent. When I say it is easier to represent and searching time complexity is also been reduced here because you know which type of search location you have to go. So data representation is also simple. It requires less memory because here extra memory we require to store the linked list. Okay. For storage of extra block, we require the extra memory, but here we are using the same hash table, so less memory compared to the separate chaining, we can say in my closed hashing. Yes or no? This way we end up with the hashing. And for understanding of the linear, you can see this diagram. And for the quadratic, you can say here +1, then after +4, then after +9. Yes or no? So this is giving me the different location, or I can say they are making a big jump. That's why we not end up with the single cluster. Here it end up with a single cluster. If something is filled, something is filled, then you can again start filling here, here, here only. So what they are forming is single cluster. But here they are making a long jump. That's why it end up with the secondary cluster. Here I end my hashing topic. Thank you.